We thought it might be a good idea if we did a quick mini facial, just to kind of show you what we do when we go to a party setup. We kind of try and keep it for about sort of 10 minutes.
Yes,
do you think?
Yeah, no more than 10 minutes. So before I do the facial, I always make sure that everyone sees me going and washing my hands. You get this one in your kit. It's a geranium and orange, and it is one of our signature blends. So it's good to show people that we also do hand washes as well as just things for face. The first thing I do is I set out all of the bottles in the order in which I'm going to use them, because then you just feel a little bit more confident. I also have a face cloth just to wipe my hands on if necessary. I have a bowl of water, just a small bowl. Any bowl something that you might have used before will be fine. And I also think it's a good idea just to have a little pot, some sort of pot where you can just put any bits and pieces that you've used, rubbish, so it doesn't go on your host's table. So the first thing that we do is use the frankincense hydrating mist. Now, you didn't get one of these in your kit, but I think it's a really, really good addition.
Or the white tea is really nice as well.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay, so I hydrate the skin so that it's ready to take on all the other products. You just do it from a distance over your customer's face. Now, if your customer has makeup on, eye makeup on at the party, you can use organic eye makeup remover. Some people got this in their kit, some people as a replacement, some people got a different cleanser, but it is another good addition to the kit. So when you're taking eye makeup off, use 2 pads and just gently wipe. Actually, would you like to lean back a little? Just gently wipe down over the lashes and away. Turn your pads the other way around so you're not reusing that part, and do the same. If somebody's got quite a lot of eye makeup on, I usually tend to say, oh, your eye makeup looks really nice, shall I leave that? So that you're not spending a lot of time trying to remove that. So you've got a choice really. You can use a face wash for your customer. If you're going to use a face wash, you need to just wet their face. Might be a good idea if you're going to use a face wash just to put a towel around. I mean, just use a tiny little bit of the wash. You don't want it to sort of be really difficult to put on and take off. Then you literally start at the front. Always try and go in a symmetrical way. Looks much more professional. And just gently rub round. And up to the top. You can do that again. This is the Deliciously Ella that you got in your kit. The thing with using a face wash is then you do need to make sure you've got it off properly. So I buy these little sponges. You can get them from any chemist. They're kind of crispy when you buy them, and then when you put them in water they go soft. And then you just can be really, really sure that you've got that face wash off. If you're using a cream cleanser or a cleansing milk, you can use that as well. I wouldn't do them both at the party, but as for demonstration, I'll just show you them both. This is the Soothing Starflower Milk. Again, same thing, nice and... Can you talk while I do that?
Yeah. So for me, this would be my kind of get out of jail card in terms of having a cleanser in my kit that if anybody has an allergic reaction, which, you know, sometimes people do to an essential oil, the kind of herbs that are in this are really soothing. It has no essential oils in it, so it's starflower, which is borage. You might know that as the blue little flower that people sometimes put it in hymns. But there's other kind of things in it, like sort of aloe vera, which is quite cooling for your skin, and calming licorice. if I don't know what's in, I'll just kind of go straight around to the ingredients, because everything is labelled in the ingredients. Anyway, yeah, that's a get out of jail card. So that'd be the one thing, if I haven't got any cleansers, that would be the one thing that I would add to my kit.
So to make sure that you've taken off all of the cream cleanser or all of the facial wash, you're going to use your toner. Again, similar movements. Like to turn the pads over, then you're using a clean side. And that takes off anything that's been left on, but it also sort of prepares the skin to take on your next item.
There's an analogy, your skin will soak up the product better if it's slightly damp. So if it's like a slightly damp sponge, it'll soak in the lovely Neal's Yard things. Whereas if it was dry, it wouldn't soak in as quickly. Okay, I'm sorry there.
So here we've got the orange flower facial oil, which is what you've got in your kit. And you literally, I mean, for a customer, they would probably need 1 drop. For a facial, I tend to use 2 drops, because if it sinks in quite quickly on the customer's face, then you haven't got to go back to the bottle. But it's the same thing. Again, just smoothing it down. And what this oil does, because it's very fine, it penetrates further down into the layers of your skin. But also, because it's an oil, it allows your fingers to smooth over your client's face. It's quite professional to sort of stop on their pulse points here, temples, but just sort of gently follow the contours of their face and putting this oil on. You don't want to use too much, because otherwise you'll not actually be moving the skin, you'll just be sliding your fingers over, which you don't really want to do. So
I was going to say, in the brochure, there's quite a good little demonstration of how to go through the kind of massage strokes. So that's in your normal brochure, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows you what to do. I mean, there are a number of things that's good not to do. We were talking about this on another night. Try to go down the face over the nose, because what you don't really want to do is be coming up the nose and like pulling somebody's nose up, because it's not awfully attractive really, and I don't think it feels very nice. And just try and smooth in a nice symmetrical way. So this is a point when I might use my little cloth just to wipe my hands on, because then it's not too slippy. Go on.
Well, I was just going to say, the kit that you've got things that go through the whole range. So you'll start off with a cleanser. It might be the sensitive range, or it might be from the Deliciously Ella. Then you have a toner, which is rose, which is kind of for normal skin. Then that kind of mops up the impurities, preparing the skin for the orange flower, which is what Sarah's just put on. So that has things in it like sea buckthorn fruit, which is really good for sort of dry skin. But what I would say is, like, don't put too much on, because like I've done that. It's too rich. You only need like 1 or 2 drops. So that's the orange flower is the orange blossom, which is the dry skin range. So as you go through your brochure, you'll see the different skincare ranges, and they're all colour coded. So like pink obviously is rose, orange is the dry orange flower, and then what's next?
And so on and so on. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is you've got your white tea toning eye gel, and you have to consider that the skin which is under your eye is like tissue paper, and quite a lot of people who've tried eye products before have said it's made their eyes puffy, and it's probably because they're using it either incorrectly or they're putting too much on. So this is my scientific explanation. If you think about a puddle of water and some tissue paper, if you put the tissue paper on top of the puddle of water, tissue paper will soak the water up really fast and go really soggy and horrible. If you have your puddle of water and your tissue paper next to it, then the water will slowly seep up into the tissue paper, and the same goes for an eye gel. So you need a tiny, tiny bit, the size of a grain of rice. Maybe got a little bit much there. And what you do, instead of putting it onto the bit which is like tissue paper, you put it underneath. You can feel the bone there. Just gently, gently press it in. And then whatever that delicate eye area needs, it will soak up. If you put this directly on to the eye, that soft eye area, then it could get overloaded. So that's, you know, quite a good thing to tell people.
It's got, what's it called? Eye Bright. That's it. Sorry. It's a herb called Eye Bright, which is really great if you got like itchy eyes. Takes the sting out of it straight away. Great for puffy eyes as well. Dark circles.
Yeah, definitely.
This is like silk. This is like denim.
Speak for yourself. Okay, so you've got 2 moisturisers in your kit at the moment. You've got the Deliciously Ella, which is a moisturising lotion, which I'm going to use just for now. You don't need very much. Always sort of show people you put it onto your hands rather than sort of blobs onto somebody's face, because then you can just kind of gently press that into their skin and smooth it.
This is good because it's like it gives you the example of what our daily moisturisers are like. So in terms of a light lotion, the texture, whereas the frankincense hydrating cream is a bit of a thicker cream. Depends what you like. It's what you need to find out from your customers what they like. Yeah.
If you're going to use the creams, either there's this cream, there's the Wild Rose Beauty Balm, always use your spatulas, and then you can say to your customers, if you would like to test anything, please use the spatula, because then you are confident that you're putting something on your skin that nobody else has put their fingers in. So basically then what you're saying is don't stick your finger in, because it's not really very nice to do that. It's just another way of like explaining that to people. So the very last thing, again, where it's gone, yeah, I'm going back to my white tea or frankincense hydrating mist, whichever one I decide to add to my kit, and it just moisturises the face. It's really, really nice and refreshing. And then I usually just would not depend, but maybe touch my customer and just say, how was everything for you? How do you feel? You know, would anybody like to ask any questions? Whatever feels right for you.
And then hopefully that's your host feeling completely relaxed. That's also the breathing in of the essential oils in the mists. And I would, if it wasn't my host, I would probably give whoever wanted the facial a little something to say thank you. Maybe that'd be a little few sachets, or it might be a little yes please gift.
Yeah, and I also think though that if your host is a person that gets the facial from that party, someone else might think, oh, if I host a party, I'll get a facial. So I think, and it also sort of shows people that if you have a party, the host doesn't have to be constantly up and down getting cups of tea and so on, biscuits and so on. It's quite a nice relaxing thing to have, even though it's in your own home. Do you agree?
I do. It just chills you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So then I would just remove. I usually let the customer put their own, put that on themselves. Just it saves you sort of fiddling about too much with their hair.
And you can get disposable ones that are, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
That's our facial. Thank you very much, Sarah.
And thank you very much, Louise.